Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And this channel is an organic amalgamation for searching, seeking, and finding the truth in this chaotic, confusing, and disruptive world we live in today. And I want to talk about this story. If you heard about, I don't know if you've heard about it. People are living very busy lives. We can't always get the news. And now, channels like YouTube, your social media your channels, Facebook, Instagram, many people are galvanizing their news from those outlets versus the traditional news channels like ABC, NBC, CBS. And what happened in one of my famous, glorious, heartfelt cities, if you follow me, I always talk a lot about St. Louis and Chicago, definitely exposing the chaos and disruption that takes place in both of those cities. My mother was from Chicago. She went to Farragut High School. My father is from St. Louis and went to Sumner High School. So I like talking about and hoping that cities like Chicago and St. Louis can stay healthy, safe, and in a positive way for people to live their lives. But something happened on Tuesday, June the 9th, where which this situation takes you all the way back to the Jim Crow and the segregation days, the era that Dr. King and Malcolm X fought so hard for our freedoms. And we are in the year 2026. And what happened in Grant Park on Tuesday out of Chicago was that a motorist found a burning cross resting up against a tree. Now, what are the two symbolic situations there? Well, we know with the burning cross, the Ku Klux Klan used to use that as a symbol, burning crosses in black folks' front yards, backyards, etc. And of course, the tree represents lynching and hanging of black people, especially black men, during Reconstruction and the segregationist times. And this happened on Tuesday. Now, as a black man that's in his 50s, do I think that we're getting ready to have some kind of civil war or race war? No, I do not think so. Even with the MAGA movement and Trump's movement, there's a lot of race play that is going on with Trump. And there was like 77 million people that voted for Trump. Well, 76.5 million of them were, of course, white folks. And I would think that the 76.5 million of them were over 50 years old, which you're finding today. And I think it is raising the eyebrows and opening the ears for many middle-aged white people, is that you're seeing young white people that are aligning themselves to black culture. You're seeing many interracial relationships, especially white women with black men. You're seeing young white guys speaking in black jargon. So this, I would say, 40 and under, or 30 and under, definitely 30 and under, you're seeing a lot of white people that are aligning themselves with black culture. So I don't think there would be a race. There's definitely not going to be a race issue or race war with young white folks and young black folks. And there's a whole segment on Instagram that got in my algorithm where there's a whole segment of, especially in the South, where white women are talking black, saying how much they love black men and only date black men. There's an entire segment that is on Instagram there that even shocked me. And they are speaking loud and proud about it in the whole 9 yards. I mean, even talking black and the whole nine. I mean, if you close your eyes, you wouldn't even know it was a white woman. So do I think there's going to be some kind of race issue? Absolutely not. I think this is a isolated incident. And in today's time, with mental illness, with social media, with going viral, with the algorithm, you don't know if this person just did this just to get attention drawn to himself and to go viral. Even though you have a lot of immature people out here. Even though once this person gets caught, this is going to be under the hate crime uh, charge or bill, and this person is definitely going to be in trouble. The other thing is, in my belief, and having roots in Chicago, the last city that you think that you're getting ready to bully black people is in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago, especially these young folks, they are not afraid of anybody. And there are way too many guns on the street. There's way too much gun violence in Chicago. And if any non-black group of individuals think that they're going to cause some chaos and disruption with the black community, they better think again. These young black folks are young kids in Chicago, St. Louis, but definitely in Chicago, they're not even afraid to shoot the police, let alone or each other, or anybody in broad daylight, in the morning, at night, in a crowd on Michigan Avenue. That Chicago is not a place to play with. So whoever did this whole cross burning thing, they better think again. The biggest safety that person will have is to get caught by the police and get charged and go to jail. If this person thinks that they getting ready to galvanize some kind of civil unrest between some kind of race war, Chicago is not the place. So for those who haven't seen or heard about the story, let me get into it. There was a large burning cross that was discovered at Grant Park. And there's going to be some symbolism here and alignment and some parallels with President Barack Obama. So a large burning cross was discovered at Grant Park on Tuesday afternoon, June 9th. A video was taken by a motorist that shows the wooden cross engulfed in bright orange flames leaning against a tree in Grant Park, a popular area near Lake Michigan. The Chicago Fire Department confirmed the flaming object was a cross and put out the fire. The burning object was found resting on a tree around 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And don't forget, surveillance cameras are everywhere, definitely in your parks. And the level of gun violence that is in Chicago, there are surveillance cameras everywhere. This person's face is probably was on the camera or a picture taken probably 60 times. They're going to find that person. So the burning object was found resting on a tree around 2:30 in the 600 block of South Columbus Drive. It consisted of two large wooden 2x4 boards nailed together. No injuries reported. A lady named Kanika Carlton, a lifelong Southsider, noticed the fire while running errands with her mother-in-law and daughter. She recognized it as a racist tactic used against our ancestors and recorded a video she posted on social media, which showed someone running away in the background as the cross burns. So what's the investigation? Chicago police released photos of a person of interest seen fleeing the scene. Like I said, in any of these parks, whether it's Forest Park here in St. Louis, just to get to the park, be in the park, leave the park, your picture is going to be captured 100 times. The individual was shirtless, wearing dark pants, white shoes, and carrying a dark bag over one shoulder. Police asked the public for help identifying the person. No arrests have been made yet. So what's been the reaction? Of course, religious and political leaders condemned the incident and called for it to be investigated as a hate crime. And of course, that's what it is. Several members of the city council's Black Caucus expressed shock. Alderman Greg Mitchell said, "I can't believe it's 2026 and we still are dealing with stuff like this or that." Reverend Michael Flager, who is a well-known pastor of St. Sabina Church, announced a $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. So what is the broader context in this, and what are some of the associations with Barack Obama? And of course, Trump talks bad about Barack Obama. There was the whole monkey incident with Barack and Michelle that Trump put some kind of cartoon thing up or some kind of video. Then he denied that he did it, said a staffer did it. So Trump has been doing this whole race play and acting like he does not like Barack Obama and Michelle. And of course, after Barack was president for 2 terms, a lot of white people that are racist or were racist at the time, they flipped the pendulum all the way from Barack Obama to Donald Trump. That's, to me, that's one way that Donald Trump was able to galvanize so many white voters. There were a ton of people that were upset that they had that black man at the White House. I mean, just look at the dichotomy there. Black president at the White House. Some people can't stomach that. So Grant Park, here's the broader context to this story and dealing with the cross and the tree. Grant Park is a site where former President Barack Obama delivered his acceptance speech after being elected the nation's first black president. The Obama Presidential Center, located 10 miles south of Grant Park, is just now opening up. Is that some kind of parallel there that this particular person allegedly could be a white person who is upset about Barack Obama being the first black president, and then he's getting this $1 billion presidential center near Grant Park, and maybe that's too much black pride that's up in the face of some white folks that may be upset about that situation. I think there are more parallels to the association with Barack Obama and racism, the presidential center, than what one think, than what one would imagine. I don't think this is a big race play that is getting ready to happen nationally. Tell me what you think. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth in a positive, righteous, and God-fearing way.